The Nvidia GeForce RTX 3090 is now confirmed as the next Halo graphics card from Team Green. I'm Mo and welcome to TechTube, the home of the nerd, with tech news, reviews and hacks on how to get the most out of your tech. Just at the start of last week, Nvidia announced that it's hosting a special GeForce event on September the 1st. And there is no secret what we can expect to find, or see, or hear. We can expect new Ampere-based graphics cards to be revealed. It's not clear yet which that will be, but chances are it's the 3090. However, Micron apparently didn't get the memo about keeping it quiet, and they accidentally let some information out, which is going to be very interesting. Now, they basically said they will be supplying the 12 GDDR6X memory modules in the RTX 3090. In the brief, Micron states that the 3090 will come with 12 GDDR6X modules with a capacity of 8 gigabits each, which makes for a total frame buffer of 12 gigabytes. The memory will operate at over a 384-bit interface at 19 to 21 gigabits per second for a total bandwidth of between 912 to 1008 gigabytes per second, which I believe would make it the first consumer grade card using GDDR to go over the 1 terabyte per second milestone. However, I may be mistaken and I'll try and do some research before this video goes up, but 1 terabyte per second is still pretty awesome. And I want to emphasize something here. It's going to be 21 gigabits of GDDR6X memory, which coincides with the 21st anniversary of the GeForce 256, the world's first GPU. And that was from Nvidia, who also coined the term. A 21-day countdown to the September 1st announcement. 21 gigabits per second. They probably wanted to do this last year, but the card wasn't ready, so that would explain the shoddy, pathetic, mediocre refresh we had from last year from modern cards. And now I've got the So Solid theme tune stuck in my head. Now, personally, having mostly ATI and AMD cards myself over the years, I can't wait to see what AMD have up their sleeve, as it seems that they are planning something big this year. I hope they do to Nvidia what they did to Intel with their Ryzen series of CPUs. But with Nvidia being its anniversary edition, you know they're going to go all out. So this card is looking to be a real powerhouse of a GPU, and it's going to be a really interesting fight. To recap, Nvidia has the countdown to the 21st anniversary of its first GPU, the GeForce 256, slated for September 1st. The battle for the best graphics card is about to get underway, and it will be a heated one. I'm so excited for this. It's good for the manufacturers, it's good for technology, advancement of technology, and it's good for the consumer because good heated battles drive the price down. Let's look into the details of what we know about the GeForce 3090. First of all, the obvious thing, the 3090. It's the 90 series branding. We've not seen that since back in 2012 with the GTX 690. That was a dual GPU variant of the GTX 680. I mean, who still uses multi-GPU setups anyway, other than people who have more money than sense, who want bragging rights, and people who use their GPUs as part of a workflow, such as video editors and computational and miners. Multi-GPU support in games? Nada, it's practically dead. What it does, it opens a door for a new tier of performance and pricing. That scares me a little bit, but I hope the pricing will come down and not up. So the 390 is going to have 12 gigabytes of RAM, GDDR6X, at 21 gigabits per second, which equates to 1 terabyte per second. Have more Sims cores and a whopping 21 teraflops of computational power. The 7nm part should be more efficient than the Turing architecture. The unveiling is expected on September the 1st, 2020, in 2 weeks from when I'm going to upload this video. And it could cost a lot of money, but no confirmation on price yet. So before we go on to the memory, if you like the video so far, make sure you hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date and informed about the latest news and reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I want to come back to what we know for a second. The Micron post gave us some extremely concrete sets of data. Unless Nvidia changes something between now and the unveiling, the 3090 will have 12 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory, clocked at somewhere between 19 to 21 gigabits per second per pin. Let that sink in for a second. Now, to clarify, that's 21 gigabits per second. The GTX 1080 Ti was the first 11 gigabyte GPU by Nvidia. 11 gigabytes, 11 gigabits per second clock speed. Now, I'm sure the same applies to the 21st anniversary of the 256, the world's first GPU, with which Nvidia coined the term GPU. Now, I know I've repeated that, but there's something going on here. There's a 21-day countdown that, bundled with Micron's post about the 21 gigabits per second, is almost certainly confirmed. Now, this is a big deal, as it's the first time a consumer-grade GPU without HBM2 memory, I'm going to have to add, that I know of, has surpassed the 1 terabyte per second of memory bandwidth. Now that's pretty awesome. I know the Radeon 7 has surpassed the 1 terabyte per second. However, that uses, as I mentioned, the HBM2 memory modules, and that has 16 gigabytes of HBM2. And HBM2 comes with a bigger premium in general compared to GDDR. Why is this such a big deal? I mean, let's try and put this into a bigger perspective here. The 2080 Ti has 616 gigabytes per second of bandwidth, right? So this equates to about a 65% boost in memory performance. That's 65% boost. But before that, let's point out that the memory bandwidth jump between the RTX 2080 Ti and the GTX 1080 Ti was a whopping 27%, which also clocks another 20% more computational power in teraflops. That, bundled with the architectural updates, means it makes better use of those resources. So basically, the GPU teraflops is often scaled at the same time with bandwidth. As we've already pointed out, the move to 21 gigabits per second of GDDR6X memory has increased raw memory bandwidth by 65% relative to the 2080 Ti. That means we also expect the RTX 3090 to deliver up to 75% more computational performance. Now, there's a few options of how we can reach the 21 gigabytes per second or gigabits per second, but we won't go into details in this video. Now, of course, the 390 will support ray tracing and DLSS via the new RT and Tensor cores. These will be the second generation RT and quite possibly the third generation of Tensor cores. The exact core counts and performance aren't yet known and will likely, as I said before, be revealed at the beginning of next month. Nvidia revealed that the third gen Tensor cores in the A100 are 4 times as fast as the Gen 1 and Gen 2 tensor cores in Volta and Turing respectively. Instead of 8 tensor cores per sim, the A100 has 4 tensor cores per sim, but it still delivers twice the performance or more with sparsity per core. The RT core should see a similar boost in performance, and I'd imagine Nvidia's second gen ray tracing implementation improves upon the designs from their first gen counterparts. However, these are just rumours which I would like to see come true. Igor's lab are suggesting that this card will have a TDP of 350 watt. However, that seems quite excessive given that the GA102 will move from a 12 nanometer to 7 nanometer process, which should allow for an improved performance with less power usage. I mean, you just have to look at AMD with the Zen 2 and Zen Plus architecture. The performance improved and the power requirements dropped by 30% for the 8 core parts. There are rumours that this card was going to have 24 gigs of memory, which is why I wanted this card so bad. But it seems like it's going to be a 12 gig card. Hopefully there'll be a variant like the Titan range with more memory. I would like to see how this card will stack up in a multi-card configuration. And the main reason is so that I know what my possible upgrade path would be for this card, even though I can't actually afford to buy this card. Nvidia, if you would like to sponsor me with one of these cards, please feel free to do so. Contact details will be found below, or can be found below. There's also rumours of a new 12-pin PCIe power connector. I'd really like to see this, as it will be easier to cable manage and look nicer if we have two 12 pins instead of 3 8-pin PEG connectors. And I know some people are complaining, oh, you need to change your PSU as well. Boo-hoo, man. It's like, it's a $2,000 GPU. Like, what's another 100, you know? So when is the card going to be released? When is the launch date? Now, it's unlikely it's going to be released on September 1st. However, I'd assume they are going to give us a date on September 1st. I know I'm saving every penny I have now for this card. Now, how much is this card going to cost? You've heard me say a few figures and you can listen to my speculation on the pricing. But the truth is, the God's honest truth is that nobody knows except for Nvidia. And I would like to imagine it would cost between 1,000 to 1,200. But chances are it's going to be 1,500 plus. But unless it can show me it's really worth it and it will improve my workflow. Yes, that's right, my workflow. I wouldn't spend that much money on a gaming card. I'd go out and buy a PlayStation, job done. Now, some people think that it's going to be priced more than the 2080 Ti. I think they might be right. The nice thing about the 3000 series cards being released is that the older cards are going to drop in price, allowing a lot more people to pick up the 1080s and 2080s and so on. Bottom line is there's still lots of unknowns, and Nvidia have been keeping their cards close to their chest. Drop a comment. If you want to ask me something in person, hit up my stream. Hit the like if you like the video, hit subscribe if you want to subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you want a notification every time we upload a video. Now, I want to know your views on this card, so make sure you hit me up some comments with your questions. And also, if you want to come and check out my live streams, the links are below. You can ask me any questions you want about this card or tech in general. This is TechTube, home of the nerd. I look forward to seeing you guys next time.